Okay, thank you. Yati Sensei, Eva Sensei, Rene Sensei, we will now begin our seminar for today. Okay, Alia, the floor is yours.
Minasan konnichiwa, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, fellow scholars, students. Welcome to the online seminar series Japanese Studies in Southeast Asia. My name is Alia, and I am honored to be your MC for today's session. This event is proudly presented by the Center for Japanese Studies and the Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia, with support from the Japan Foundation. This online seminar is held as a part of the International Japanese Studies Research Workshop and Symposium 2025, a program that is dedicated to exploring how studies with relation to Japan are practiced across Southeast Asia. The seminar series is held monthly and invites scholars from various universities in the region to share their research, perspectives, and insights. Our aim is to showcase the diverse trends, methodologies, and scholarly approaches shaping the Japanese studies in the Southeast Asian context. All the while, we also hope to nurture cross-border dialogue and strengthen academic collaboration among researchers, students, and institutions in the region. International Japanese Studies Research Workshop and Symposium 2025 consists of three main components. The ongoing research workshop held at the Center for Japanese Studies Universitas Indonesia since the beginning of July, this monthly online seminar series, and a symposium scheduled for October 21st until 22nd, 2025 at the Faculty of Humanities Universitas Indonesia. Together, these events aim to foster regional academic engagement and promote the growth of Japanese studies in Southeast Asia. We are truly delighted to have you with us today, whether you're a scholar, a student, or simply passionate about Japanese studies. So, let's make the most of this opportunity to connect, learn, and grow together. Without further ado, let us begin today's session. Before we begin with today's presentation, let us first take a moment to get to know the institution behind this event. We will now present a short profile video from the Center for Japanese Studies Universitas Indonesia, followed by an introduction to the Faculty of Humanities Universitas Indonesia, both of which are centers of academic innovation and two of the driving forces behind Japanese studies in Indonesia. Let us watch together.
Minasan konnichiwa. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Center for Japanese Studies, or in Indonesian, Pusat Studi Jepang at Universitas Indonesia. Since our founding in 1995, we have been committed to deepening the mutual understanding between Indonesia and Japan through research, academic exchange, and collaborative programs. Today, with a renewed vision, we focused on three main pillars: academic activities, cultural interactions, and community services. With this broader mission, we aim to foster not only academic connections between Indonesia and Japan, but also wider cultural exchanges with communities beyond by sharing our passion for Japanese studies. We warmly invite you to join us on this journey through meaningful collaboration and shared commitment to cross-cultural understanding. Let's work together to build a more connected future. 一緒に頑張りましょう。
Since its founding in 1995, PSJUI has played a significant role in strengthening academic and cultural cooperations between Indonesia and Japan. In late 2023, we are aligning our visions and missions to better reflect Universitas Indonesia goals and broaden our role in engaging with communities. Our vision is to be leading, professional, and independent research institution built on three core pillars: academics, cultural interactions, and community engagement. These three pillars are implemented through a variety of programs and events, organized directly by PSJUI or in collaborations with strategic partners. One of our flagship programs is Kutu Buku, a book discussion series that fosters critical engagement with Japan-related academic and cultural groups. In the realms of cultural interactions, we organize YYJ Culture, an event that celebrates Japanese pop culture, and the Music and Culture Seminar, which explores intersections between Japanese and Indonesian musical traditions. We work closely with the Embassy of Japan in Indonesia to present the ambassadorial lecture, featuring the Japanese ambassador as keynote speaker, and the Max Scholarship Seminar, which provides valuable information about studying in Japan. In collaboration with the Japan Foundation, we held the Japanese Studies Research Workshop and Seminar and the second International Conference of New Frontiers in Japanese Studies. Additionally, we also host one of the sessions of Japan Scope, a public lecture series on Japanese studies by the Japan Foundation Jakarta. Together with the Japan Foundations and the Indonesian Associations for Japanese Studies, or ASJI, we also co-host the ASJI International Symposium and Seminar. With the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, and the Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia, we launched the modernizations of Japan Lecture Series, while our partnership with JASL allow us to serve a certified testing center for the examinations for Japanese university admissions for international students, or AJU. With Asia to Japan, we implement the fast-over Japanese language and career training program, supporting students' professional development for careers in Japan. And in collaboration with Tsuji Culinary School and Aka Monkai Japanese Language School, we host the Japanese Business and Culture Seminar, which introduce practical insights into Japanese corporate and culinary culture. One of our greatest resources is the PSJUI Library, with the collections in Japanese, English, and Indonesian, including books, journals, and digital archives. Our library connects communities to world-class resources. These collections come from JICA, Japan Foundations, Toyo Keizai, Daido Life Foundation, the Jakarta Japan Club, the Red Japan Projects, and individuals donors. Our library is more than a space. It is a bridge between cultures. As part of our commitment to community engagement, PSJUI is making its facilities accessible not only to the university community, but also to the general public. These spaces are open for various academic, cultural, and collaborative activities, allowing more people to engage directly with our programs and resources. Thank you for your continued support. Together, let us strengthen our collaborations and build a future where academic and cultural ties between Indonesia and Japan grow ever deeper.
Universitas Indonesia is the best campus in Indonesia and one of the leading academic institutions in the world with the highest achievement in discovery, development, and diffusion of the humanities globally.
Sejalan dengan visi dan misi Universitas Indonesia, Fakultas Ilmu Pengetahuan Budaya Universitas Indonesia senantiasa menghasilkan manusia berkualitas yang memiliki kompetensi dan komitmen untuk kemajuan kebudayaan. FIBUI menjadikan kebudayaan sebagai investasi untuk membangun masa depan dan peradaban bangsa demi terwujudnya tujuan nasional sebagaimana diamanatkan Pancasila dan Undang-Undang Dasar 1945.
The faculty was originally named Fakultas Sastra or the Faculty of Letters Universitas Indonesia when it was established in 1940. In its development, the Faculty of Letters also studied cultural sciences and humanities. Thus, since 2002, its name was changed into Fakultas Ilmu Pengetahuan Budaya or the Faculty of Humanities or FIB for short, Universitas Indonesia. Academically, FIBUI also contribute to Universitas Indonesia's achievement in the 2023 QS World University Rankings by subject. In arts and humanities, FIBUI ranks first in Indonesia and fifth in Southeast Asia. Meanwhile, for modern languages, it ranks among the 200 highest institutions in the world. Similarly, in the 2024 Times Higher Education World University Rankings, or the WAR by subject in arts and humanities, FIBUI ranks first in Indonesia and ranks 401 from 500 in the world. FIBUI is also committed to making the campus environment free from corruption, collusion, and nepotism through the Universitas Indonesia Zone Integrity Award and achieving a green sustainable campus through the UI Green Metric World University Rankings. As an internationally leading educational and research institution under the 7 departments studying the humanities in FIBUI, we have study programs ranging from undergraduate programs, master's degree programs, and doctoral programs. The undergraduate program aims to prepare students to become intellectuals or scientists who are able to develop themselves into professionals. The objective of the master's degree program is to create competent scientists with the ability to develop and apply the humanities. The doctoral program aims to produce graduates capable of contributing to the development and application of knowledge, technology, art, and culture to solve national problems as well as advance human civilization. The graduate programs of FIBUI always become the best talent center with the teaching staff who have professional or competency certification as well as experience as practitioners.
Belajar di program studi Indonesia dan program studi sastra Jawa FIBUI membuat kami semakin memahami dan memiliki sudut pandang baru dalam kajian bahasa nasional dan daerah. Hal ini membuat kami selalu berusaha untuk melestarikan dan memperkenalkan khasanah budaya negara kita.
Dalam perkuliahan di program studi berbasis bahasa asing, kami tidak hanya mempelajari bahasa, sastra, sejarah, dan kebudayaan negara lain, tetapi juga menumbuhkan kepekaan dan kemampuan dalam mengkaji berbagai gejala budaya, sehingga akan membekali kami dalam melanjutkan langkah kami.
Saat ini, kepustakaan juga fokus pada kajian humaniora, digital humanities, dan big data analysis yang banyak dibutuhkan oleh perusahaan nasional maupun luar negeri. Sehingga kami mampu mengelola lembaga informasi berbasis teknologi informasi dan komunikasi dengan kreatif, inovatif, dan beretika.
Kami di sini belajar meneliti dan menelaah berbagai jenis data artefak dan historis dengan berpikir secara sistematis serta bekerja sama secara profesional. Namun, yang juga penting, kami tahu bagaimana cara mengkomunikasikan hasilnya kepada masyarakat.
Lingkungan di sini membentuk karakter kami untuk mengkaji permasalahan yang relevan dengan kebudayaan. Untuk kemudian ditemukan akar masalahnya sehingga dapat dihasilkan solusi melalui analisis dan argumentasi yang terstruktur secara sahih dan benar.
Sebagai mahasiswa program magister, kami dibentuk untuk selalu berpikir kritis, solutif, dan inovatif dalam menerapkan keilmuan yang dimiliki, sehingga mampu menyelesaikan masalah sosial budaya baik dalam konteks lokal maupun global.
Dalam program doktor, kami diarahkan untuk membuat produk keilmuan yang inovatif, original, dan teruji. Selain itu, juga mampu memecahkan masalah dalam bidang keilmuan melalui pendekatan interdisiplin, multidisiplin, atau transdisiplin.
FIBUI has implemented the Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka or MBKM or the Freedom to Learn Independent Campus curriculum since 2020. Several MBKM programs for students are, among others, the Dikti Flagship MBKM program and various programs initiated by FIBUI with partners, such as internship programs at domestic and foreign partner institutions, internship programs in special work units and various service units at FIBUI, as well as lectures held in collaboration with partners from abroad. We emphasize on the development of human resources through the development of students' potential to enable them to become superior academicians in the humanities. We continue to improve our services and facilities to achieve world-class standards. As for facilities and infrastructure that are in line with the SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals, FIBUI has provided renewable energy to support Green Metric UI and SDGs through the use of carport solar panels, wider 5G Wi-Fi facilities, and the application of an electronic document and archives management system. In our daily activities, we foster an atmosphere based on simplicity, mobility, adaptive learning, reputation, and technology or smart to support all FIBUI programs in producing quality graduates with technical abilities, skills, and humanistic perspectives. To achieve FIBUI's vision, we have implemented 5 programs, namely curriculum development based on adaptive and innovative education, impactful research, good governance, collaboration with the industrial community and working world, and entrepreneurship to produce graduates capable of developing the creative industry. We also continue to establish national and international collaboration to carry out various programs such as the implementation of education, student and lecturer exchange, internship, collaborative research, and many other partnership programs. FIBUI has 2 business units working in the field of language and culture, namely Lembaga Bahasa Internasional or International Language Institution and Pusat Penelitian Kemasyarakatan dan Budaya or Community and Cultural Research Center. FIBUI students conduct many non-academic activities that foster creativity, competence, and skills to complement their abilities when they become full-fledged academicians and or professionals. This is proven by the fact that many FIBUI alumni have succeeded to contribute to their science, nation, and the world. Serving with knowledge, connecting the diversity, international recognition, advancing culture, and becoming a home for diversity.
Thank you. We hope the video gave you a clear picture of the strong foundation and vision that support today's seminar. Now, let us move on to the core of our event, the online seminar series, Japanese Studies in Southeast Asia, where we will hear insight from distinguished scholars representing leading institutions in the region. In today's session, we are joined by Dr. Rohayati Paidi from Universiti Malaya and Dr. Kadek Eva Krishna Adnyani from Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha. And now, to lead us through today's seminar, we are pleased to introduce our moderator, Dewi Anggreni, PhD. Dewi Anggreni Sensei, or also known as Reni Sensei, is the head of the Japanese Studies program of the Faculty of Humanities Universitas Indonesia. She holds a doctoral degree from the Graduate School of Humanities and Social Sciences at Hiroshima University, Japan. Reni Sensei's research interest is in the relationship between Japanese modern literature and Japanese colonial history. She is the secretary of the Consortium of Japanese Studies Program in Indonesia, or KPSJI, and also an active member of the Indonesian Association for Japanese Literature Studies, also known as ASJI. Reni Sensei has written and translated several books, including translating Hanchi Baku, the 2023 Akutagawa Prize winner by Ichikawa Sao, which is translated as Si Bangkok in Indonesian. Reni Sensei, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, fellow scholars, and dear students. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to warmly welcome you to today's session of the online seminar series, Japanese Studies in Southeast Asia. We are very fortunate to have distinguished panelists with us today who will share their insights. Each panelist will have 30 minutes for their presentation. Thus, I will give reminder of how much the time is left through chat box, 5 minutes and 2 minutes before the time is up. After all presentations are completed, we will move on to the Q&A session. And before we begin, just a few quick reminders. Please keep your microphone muted during the presentations. And during the Q&A session, you can use raise hand sticker or type your question in the chat box. I hope today's session will inspire meaningful dialogue and strengthen our connections within the field of Japanese studies in Southeast Asia. And now let me introduce you to our first speaker. Rohayati Paidi Sensei is a senior lecturer in the Department of East Asian Studies, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Universiti Malaya. She earned her bachelor's degree from Kobe University, followed by a master's from Shiga University in Japan, and completed her PhD at the Universiti Malaya in Malaysia. Her research centers on the transnational dissemination and reception of Japanese cultural elements beyond Japan's borders. In 2018, she published Cosplay di Malaysia, Transmisi dan Integrasi Trait Subbudaya Jepun by Universiti Malaya Press, and has led several digital humanities initiatives, including tracing the footprints of Japanese companies in Malaysia. She currently serves as president of the Malaysian Association of Japanese Studies. Hi, Rohayati Sensei. Now the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dewi Anggani Sensei, for the kind introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I really appreciate the invitation to be a part of this meaningful event. My thanks to the organizing team, especially Himawan Sensei, for considering me as one of the presenters. And thank you too for including me in the corporate video. It was nice to see my picture there. Okay, so for this online seminar series, presenters are asked to describe the current state of Japanese studies in Southeast Asia. Let me share my screen first, yeah. Screen, okay. Okay, so yeah, in earlier sessions, last 2 months, we heard about Singapore, Thailand, the Philippines, and Indonesia. So today it is my turn to discuss the Malaysian case. When I received this task, I paused and asked myself, where should I start? And what should I cover? I have long wondered a more basic question. What is Japanese studies? And what actually defines Japanese studies in the Malaysian context? So that guiding question shapes how I frame today's presentation. Many accounts focus mainly on institutions. We're talking about Japanese studies, yeah, the programs, the departments, centers, associations, fundings, industry ties. That lens is undeniably necessary, but on its own, it does not fully capture the situation on the ground. Therefore, I use 3 complementary lenses. Okay. First, the institutional lens. This lens will show how the scaffolding was built and how it functions. Second, the expertise lens. Through this lens, we identify who is publishing from Malaysia. And third, the field lens. Now we see what we foreground about Japan and where we publish. Taken together, these 3 lenses provide a coherent picture of Japanese studies in Malaysia today. Okay, so let me begin with a one-line answer to that question. Japanese studies in Malaysia is a mature, nationally networked field anchored by two established pillars, namely language, linguistics, and pedagogy, and also social science, policy, and economy, now broadened by culture and industry links. Output has remained high since the late 2010s. Authorship is anchored at and UKM with a strong middle tier nationwide. And the perspective remains Japan-centric while becoming more comparative and global. Okay, so now I will show how I reached this conclusion. Okay, so first I'm going to show the institutional timeline that I built in XMind. So here's the timeline. I have a long stretch timeline here. Due to time constraints, we are not going to check every single items in the timeline. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so to reduce cognitive load, I use simple color coding. Here you can see green to mean the establishment of academic programs or courses at universities. Yellow to mean the establishment of associations or research centers. And then purple to refers to external teaching or staffing from Japan. And then pink refers to local capacity building, which includes Malaysian hires, local PhDs, etc. And then blue is for public lectures and outreach from Japan. And last but not least, the gray shows the enabling policy or infrastructure that support the development of Japanese studies in Malaysia. So rather than viewing every entry, I will trace the trend in 5 phases here. You can see phase 1 until phase 5. So phase 1 spanning 7 years from 1966 until 1973. This phase is best described as seeding and language center formation. Okay, so green shows the first courses and centers at here in 1966. starts Japanese language courses, and then followed by UITM and also USM. Purple shows heavy reliance on Japanese funding, volunteers, and visiting professors. And pink shows the very first steps to train local specialists. Okay. Move on to the second phase for the next 10 years from 1974 until 1983. Okay, I named this phase as localization and center expansion because across this segment, the center of gravity shifts from foreign volunteers to locally based delivery in university centers. Okay, so let us read the green items here. Here, UTM introduced Japanese language course in 1975, and then UKM launches Japanese as language unit electives in also 1975. So these greens show that by the mid-70s, center-based delivery becomes the norm beyond and UITM we saw earlier during the first phase. Now the purple items. At the top, visiting lecturers shaped from OTCA to the Japan Foundation in 1974. So across 1976 until 1981, you can see the volunteer dispatch ending at USM, and UITM, and a few visiting professors still continues. These entries show a managed transition away from volunteer teaching while maintaining academic links through visiting posts. On the pink item, you can see UITM here, and also USM employs locally. So UITM employs 2 part-time lecturers, 1 Japanese resident in Malaysia and 1 Malaysian. And then USM employs a resident Japanese instructor in 1974. There is training as well. You can see here in 1975, UKM staff member goes to Japan for teacher training. And then the Malaysian initiator of the UITM course returns from Japan and is appointed as a lecturer at UM in 1976. So by 1977, to 1980, UKM appoints Malaysian instructors, including a full-time post. So this pink item marked the growth of local teaching core, shifting away from the volunteers brought from Japan in earlier phase. Okay, move on to the third phase. Done, yeah. Okay, the third phase for the next 20 years from 1984 to 2003. So I named this phase as consolidation and national network phase because in these 2 decades, the system shifts from scattered centers to a degree granting countrywide field. So let us start with green. So at University Malaya, the Japanese Studies program launches as an interdisciplinary degree in 1993. And in 1996, with the formation of Department of East Asian Studies, Japanese placed alongside Chinese and Korean here. And then Universiti Putra Malaysia begins Japanese course in 1995. UUM opens language course at its language center in 1997. UMS offers East Asian politics and culture course in 1998, and UTHM introduce Japanese language course and make it a university-wide required subject in 2002. So green color tells us that Japanese studies is now embedded as formal programs across multiple universities, not only UM, UITM or USM. So now to yellow. Okay, here we see the ecosystem layer. Majas is established as the National Association in 1998. The Center for Japanese Studies is established in 1999, and in 1997, we saw Mayo University and UM sign an MOU establishing regular student exchange. So yellow shows how coordination and visibility become routine, linking campuses, policy circles, and industry. Here during this phase, you will also notice many blue items here. Okay, in the late 1990s and early 2000s, these are public lectures and seminars by invited speakers from Japan. There are many because we finally had platforms, Majas, the Japanese Studies program, and the Center for Japanese Studies, whose job includes outreach. So for us, this heavy calendar, almost every month, even 1 month, we have like 2 or 3 seminars, public lectures by invited speakers. This actually field building. It brought senior expertise into classrooms, mentored early career staff, grew audiences, and more importantly, it signaled to the university leadership that Japanese studies had visibility and value. So next, purple, purple marks are visiting professors funded by Japan Foundation or grants. This shows that while local capacity is growing, Japanese partners continue to provide high-level input and mentoring. So you can see here, blue, pink, purple, green, all mixed together during this third phase of Japanese studies in Malaysia. Next, phase 4 begins in 2004 and continues until 2023. So I named this phase as professionalization and ecosystem building because this period is when Japanese studies in Malaysia becomes locally led and professionally organized. I hope you notice the more dominating pink and blue color with lesser purple here. Okay, so if there is one date that captures this turn, the answer is 2004. Yeah, here. 2004, Mak Nasruddin Mak Sensei, pioneer of the field, completes his PhD. So after Nasruddin Sensei's PhD in 2004, we see local scholars taking root. So PhD in language, culture, politics, here on history. Okay, in 2013 until 2017, and then Sumitomo Foundation grants, and also more significantly, a run of Majas seminars led by Malaysian researchers in 2018 and 2023. Here we can see more pink color toward the end of this phase. This represents the active participation of local scholars in Japanese studies in the arena. And then actually the purpose of this Majas seminars is to make our local experts more visible and to help increase their professional career. So moving to yellow, we see the Malaysia-Japan Research Centers at in 2012 here. And also in 2016, the Malaysia Japanese Language Instructor Society is founded, professionalizing the teaching community nationwide. On the public facing side, Majas keeps up regular seminars, and by 2022, the JATIM lecture series, which involve Japanese corporations such as Panasonic, Denso, Toray, and Mitsui, shows how industry becomes a routine co-host. So let me just show with you some of the posters of the events I've mentioned just now. So for example, this is the big conference, the third JSA ASEAN International Conference in 2012. And then we organized a seminar Jalinan Pakar Pengajian Jepun di Malaysia. We bring together local experts in Malaysia to discuss about the current state of and challenges of Japanese studies in Malaysia. And then we have lots of public lectures or seminars by Majas members. For example, the one by Nasruddin Sensei. This one from Ramli Sensei on various topics. We have here from Gita Sensei and Daniel Sensei. So here's the JATIM lecture series, which we invite Japanese CEO to come to our department and give a talk. Only to show you some of them, okay. Yeah, in 2023, we had another big conference commemorating the 25th anniversary of MAJAS, 30th anniversary of GSP, and also 50th anniversary of Japan-ASEAN relations. Okay, so taken together, yellow shows the ecosystem layer, the research centers, professional associations, reliable funding channels, and visible public programming. Purple shows external expertise remains present but now complements rather than leads. And all the blue items are public lectures, seminars, and conferences. Okay, with the consolidation and national network established during the previous phase, we are now have more capacity in organizing big events. So entering the current phase 5, notice everything is here is blue. Okay, so these are events designed for students and early career researchers. That's why I named this phase as nurturing the next generation. The important milestone is beginning last year. MAJAS with the Japan Foundation Kuala Lumpur have initiated a mentorship program alongside the Next Generation Symposium on Japanese Studies. So this is a platform and showcase where students and early career scholars present work and receive feedback. So this year we are happy to see more applications for the mentorship program. Okay, the event will take place next month, 2 days after our event in UI. Okay, so yeah, the headline is simple. Structures now exist. So for what we do now is to sustain it. Okay. Okay, so as you can see from this timeline, institution give us scaffolding, okay, but structures do not publish, okay. People do publish. So let us turn to the second and third lens here, the expertise and the field, to see who is publishing, what we foreground, and how has output changed. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the lens.org site. Here. Okay, so this is a count of 345 journal articles that have Japan or Japon in the title, where at least one author is affiliated with a Malaysian institution. I have filtered out STEM and medical fields. So this is essentially a humanities and social science slice, which is the part of the literature that usually carries Japanese studies content. So we check the works over time first. So from the 1980s to the late 1990s here, output is a trickle, mostly single digits this year. The orders item in the set are from 1983 in the Journal of Modern Languages. So you can check the list of journal here. Okay, I'm a human. Yeah, so yeah. So here we can see all the August articles about Japan produced by Malaysian scholars. Yeah, for example, problems in the training of Japanese language teachers in Malaysia, masalah pengajaran dan pembelajaran bahasa Jepun, Malaysian students and the Japanese writing system. Yeah, this one published in 1983. Go back to the chart. Okay, so Yeah, the early pieces you can see now focusing on language teaching and language learning studies, which fits the institutional picture I showed earlier. Yeah, during phase 1 and phase 2, were about seeding courses and building language centers. But from mid 2000s, here, the line start to bend upward. After 2012, we see a sustained climb. The period 2017 to 2023 here forms a high plateau with peaks around 2021 and 2022. The peak here. You can see a small dip in 2024. That is mainly indexing lag. Okay, so and 2025 is still a partial year, so it will rise as record are ingested. So how does this map onto the timeline we just walked through? Okay, in the 1990s, programs and centers were being formalized, but scholarly output, at least in journals, was still light. But from 2004, when local PhDs start to appear and the field becomes professionally organized, we begin to see regular publishing. The 2010s and at a research infrastructure and associations, for example, MJRC and Majlis, and also Majas, this ecosystem converts seminars and grants into papers, which is what produced the plateau in the late 2010s and early 2020s. Okay, so next, the top institution. One university clearly serves as the anchor, University Malaya, sits well out in front. But what matters is the long tail here. Here only shows 20, but we can add more here if we click this. Let's change the setting into 50, for example. So we can see the long tail here. Okay. Other universities. So after UM at the top, you see a healthy second tier, UKM, UITM, UPM, UMS, Utah, Sunway, and others. Okay, and followed by IIUM, Unimas, UTM, UUM, UMS, Utah. Yeah. So you also notice a few Japanese universities here, for example, Kyoto, Kobe. Yeah? This is evidence of co-authorship and visiting scholar pipelines rather than Malaysian working alone. Okay, let me move to the most active authors view here. Oops. Okay, I saw my name here. So this ranks individual scholars by the number of journal articles in our Malaysia-affiliated humanities or social science set. You will recognize names from both sides of our field. Okay, for example, the first pillar on language, linguistics, and pedagogy. Here we see Rohayati Paidi, Toshiko Yamaguchi. Who else? Rosina Hieda, Rosina Mamat, Roswati Abdul Rashid, Talibek Musaif, Aznur Aisyah. So this group maps directly to the teaching and language tradition that built early centers and now trains the next generation. Okay. Their work covers Japanese linguistics, intercultural pragmatics, language education, and even anime or manga as pedagogy. Second pillar on policy, economy, and society, we see Asmadi Hassan. Asmadi Hassan is with us today at the top, okay? And then Muhammad Iqbal, Alias Abdullah, Nasruddin, Gita, yeah, the rest. Okay, so they write on politics, foreign policy, business and development, and Malaysia-Japan relations. This group anchors the social science and policy strand that expanded as programs matured. Okay, so now the long tail. Okay, we can generate here. We increase the limit into 100, for example.
Yati Sensei, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to remind you that the time is left is 5 more minutes.
Okay, thank you. So here, the long tail here. Okay. So next we move on to the field of study. Sorry. Keywords. Okay, sorry. Field of study, which is the field of study. So, yeah. At the top, we see business, economics, and political science, followed by psychology, sociology, and linguistics. This is what happens in Malaysia in the field of Japanese studies. If we change into keywords, as expected, Japan at the top, followed by Japanese language, Malaysia, China, COVID-19, foreign language, and so on. Okay, last, where do we publish? So we can see at the top here, International Journal of East Asian Studies. This is the journal published by the Department of East Asian Studies, the department where I belong. Okay. Okay, so this the results from the lens.org. Now to complement and confirm lens.org, I will be showing my Malaysia-based journals corpus. I name it MCJS here. So I compiled 316 journal articles with Malaysia-based outlets from 2002 and 2025. Here, if you click the articles tab, you can see all the journal articles, okay? For example, if you click this one, all the details are here. To share you some insights, okay? So here, publication by year. It's aligned with the results shown by lens.org, okay? It peaked around 2020s, and the top institutions remain UKM and UM. And the authors, here's the name of top authors, Roslina, Ahmad Asmadi, Roswati, Rohayati, and so on. And then, research perspective, we identified that 66% are focusing on Japan-centric research, followed by comparative and global-oriented perspective. Teams and clusters, language and pedagogy at the top, followed by international relations and policy, media and culture, business and organizations. And here's the keywords. If you pick one of the keywords here, for example, anime, and you go to the articles tab, search anime here, you shortlist all the anime related articles. Okay, so this is how the corpus work. Okay, yeah. So I guess that's all. Okay, so before I end, let me note a limitation. This analysis relies on title-based search for Japan or Japan. So it can miss studies that examine Japan without naming it in the title. Even so, the rankings and year-to-year patterns are consistent across the two corpora, which make the trend robust. So going forward, I plan to expand the corpus to include books, book chapters, conference proceeding, and thesis, and to add abstract and keywords searches for fuller coverage. So I hope someone from Indonesia can do the similar corpus and can compare them together. Okay, so with that, I conclude here. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm happy to take questions and can reopen the timeline, the lens dashboard, and also my corpus if you like to look at specific items together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rohayati Sensei. Just to summarize a little bit, so Yati Sensei was discussing about Japanese studies in Malaysia through three lenses, right? Institutional expertise and how it is represented through journal publications. And I actually personally pay attention to how the link to the industry becomes more prominent starting into 2020. Probably I will ask about that. Okay,
sure.
Thank you very much, Yati Sensei. And then we move to our next speaker. Let me introduce you to Dr. Kadek Eva Krishna Andyani as SMSE Sensei. She earned her bachelor degree in Japanese literature from the Gajah Mada University in 2008, her master's degree in Japanese area studies from the University of Indonesia in 2011, and her doctoral degree in linguistics from Udayana University in 2018. In 2010, she participated in the 3-month language training and research fellowship, Japanese language program for specialists in cultural and academic fields at the Japan Foundation Japanese Language Institute, Kansai. In 2022, she joined a postdoctoral program at Kanto Gakuin University, Yokohama, funded by the Directorate General of Higher Education, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. And now currently she serves as the coordinator of the Japanese language education study program at Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha and as the chair of the Consortium of Japanese Study Programs in Indonesia, or KPSGI. So Eva Sensei, you ready? The floor
Thank
is yours.
you, Ibu Reni. Okay, can I share the slide? Is it okay? Okay. Okay, maybe better just share the PDF version as it not move too much because the PowerPoint version may move too much. Okay, I think it's already, everyone can see it now. Okay, I can start. Okay, so just to minimize a bit. So good afternoon, everyone. So the distinguished committees of the Symposium, International Japanese Studies Research Workshop and Symposium 2025, and also Ibu Rohayati Paidi, and our colleges, and also participant. I'm sorry, there's somebody who is not mute. I can hear the voice. Is it possible if it's muted?
Miss Monica Zevanya, would you please mute your microphone, please? Thank you. Okay, Eva Sensei. You're still muted, by the way.
Okay, thank you. Why I'm the one who mute myself. Okay, so my name is Eva. So from Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha, Bali, and today I will share my presentation. We try to make it align with the topics of the symposium. So probably it will be interesting to discuss about the bridging borders through digital pedagogy in Japanese language studies, a case from Undiksha. Okay, so next one. Okay, so I will start with the introduction. Oh yeah, you have to, Ibu Reni, please remind me if it's still 5 minutes left, just in case. And so I will start with the introduction. So why digital pedagogy in Japanese studies, especially in our study program is Japanese language education studies. So why is it important? Because first one, Japanese language program, Japanese language education program, for examples, are expanding beyond the metropolitan areas. And Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha, or you can call it Undiksha, is located in the less urbanized region of Indonesia. And is it the access, the equity, and the innovation are central concerns here. And also, we know that the digital transformations offer new opportunities for teaching and learning. So the next one will be about Undiksha. Undiksha here, so we are the University of Education, the public University of Education, just like maybe in another city in Indonesia, like Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta, yeah, we are University of Education. And we have the focus also, one of the focus is on Japanese and foreign language education program. We integrate digital pedagogy to expand access and inclusivity. And we are very active in international cooperation and virtual exchange program. Actually, last year in its league, Indonesia won the gold winner for the university with the best international cooperation program at that time. And then we try to bridge cultural borders through joint classes, seminar, and research. So this is some of the statistics. We have 41 bachelor programs and master programs. And the student number and lecturer numbers is actually from 2024. The student number is 14,674, and the lecturers numbers is 548. And the next one, okay. Sometime I got asked this question. So where is Singaraja, the city where Undiksha is located? So I try to show you here that if you try to browse to the Google map, you try to find the Igusti Ngurah Rai International Airport to Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha. Just in case you want to walk, it will be 21 hours, but maybe not walking today. So commonly, people use car or motorbike, like just say car this time. If you take car from Igusti Ngurah Rai International Airport, it will take around 3 hours if the traffic is clear. Because sometimes, it's a long road, so something can happen. So if it's traffic jam, it can be 4 or 5, even 5 hours one way. So that's how far this the Singaraja North Bali area from the southern part of Bali. That's why I often laugh when one of my friend from Jakarta or from Java Island came to Denpasar, calling me, saying, "Hey Eva, I'm in Bali now. Let's meet up." And then I say, I'm in the North Bali, right? because they will be surprised. They think it's just like 1 hour away, but no, it's more than that. And but the truth is, Singaraja is very comfortable city for me. It's like the city of education. There's a lot of youngsters, and because there's a lot of university students here in the city, and also less traffic. So far, it's a very comfortable place to live. Okay, next one. Yeah. So we face the challenges in the local context. For example, because it's like quite far from the southern part of Bali, you know that the southern part of Bali is like condensed with the tourists. One of the tourists is Japanese tourists. So here there's not too much Japanese speakers, Japanese native speakers in the North Bali. So we have the limited access to native speakers. And also there are infrastructure gaps like in some areas. And the third one, pressure, how to call it, maybe pressure to align with national and international academic standards. But this is just like the other university in Indonesia too, I guess. So despite the challenges, we proudly achieve the excellent status from LAMDIC through the national accreditation,
and also the international accreditation from ACAS. The question is how? So yeah, one of the solution, this is not the prime solution. Yeah, there are a lot of strategy that Undiksha employ to be better and to be compete with others. Like one of it, if we promoting blended and also project-based learning, we encouraging creative use, and I may add here that not only use, but also the development of digital media by students and also the lecturers. And also we enhance motivation and cross-border engagement. So maybe here I may add that our study program in Undiksha is also do the like joint teaching or blended learning with the partners in Japan or in Philippines, Thailand. So we do something like that too, to do the to enhance the cross-border engagement. Okay. So what is digital pedagogy? So I try to make it simple. In simple terms, a digital pedagogy is the study of how we teach using digital technologies. So we all may know that the current generation has been eagerly labeled as Gen Z, internet generation, digital native. So Gen Z, probably those who were born in like 1997 until 2012. Yeah, so we call them digital natives. And the characteristic and behaviors of the students are distinctively different from the teachers or the lecturer. So the teachers or lecturers in the majority is called digital immigrants. So actually the term digital native, I heard it a few times, but the term digital immigrants is actually a new term for me. So I try to find out what is digital immigrants. So they range along a continuum of those who have attempted to use information and communication technology, or ICT, to those who have not embraced the use of ICT in the instructional process. So that's the digital immigrant. Maybe that's us as a lecturer or teachers. And okay, here, yeah, so we know that we can talk about a lot of things about the digital pedagogy, but due to limited time, I want to focus on this one, how Undiksha, at Undiksha, the lecturers, we encourage, we empower the students as a co-creators of learning content. So this is the focus of the discussion will be, so how the student engage in the digital content development. They're not just using it, but they also actively develop it. So we can see here the creation, like the examples is the creation of instructional videos and e-learning modules, and production of animation for grammar lessons or any other course, the development of educational apps and games, and use of platforms like YouTube. So after they make the product, we try to encourage them to also disseminate it so that it will not be just in your laptop, but any other people who need it can use it. So they do the disseminate process too. So these some of the examples. We have a lot of examples, but yeah, due to limited time, I would try to make it short. So this one is the example of learning media developed by the students. This one is a YouTube channel developed by some of our students. They are developing learning videos for sociolinguistic course. You can see that they are talking about Ainu language, Japanese dialect, gender, language. Yeah. So this is the project that they develop for their final paper to be graduate. And I asked them, actually, I personally asked them, if you want to develop this, please be the presenter of your own video. And actually, they're a bit reluctant at that moment. And they asked why. And I said, you know, I know you have a very good knowledge of the topics, and I know that you are a digital natives. Maybe things like editing videos will not be so difficult for you, but I want you to train your communication skills. And also, this product will be your masterpiece, right? Because it will be the product of your final papers. Why not you be the presenters? That's why it's the student who develop who become the presenters here. Another examples. So this is the examples. This is actually a few years ago, around 2022 or 21. And they make animation using Toonly. You know, there's Powtoon, Toonly, and any other apps to make animated videos. So they make like total 12 videos from chapter 38 until 49. And yeah, we can use it to teach too at the class. They can also use it if they teach about that topic. So this is the example of not just using it, but developing it. And you know that in the development, research and development research, the main point, the first point that we have acknowledged is it important, right? So we have to analyze, is it really important? And if it's important, what is the characteristic of the products that you need? So we know that the videos that the students develop is already based on that need. So that's the important point for me. Yeah, this is just the student just graduate few months ago. Actually, I'm not the supervisor. I contacted him yesterday. You know, I think your product is very interesting. Can I just do this some screenshot and just display it? And he said, "Well, yeah, thank you. It's okay." So I think this is interesting because the students see the problem. This time is in high school. Before was in the university classroom. Now is in the high school. They see, the students see that actually the book maybe not really work anymore effectively with the students. Maybe they are the digital native and we are the digital immigrants, because I was the examiner for this paper, and I actually asked that time, why do you make e-model? Why not just like a paper-based model? And then he said, well, if it's paper-based model, the students doesn't want to use it. And I was shocked, because if it's me, I will prefer the paper-based model, because I can just like hold it. But it's different with the students in the high school now. They prefer the type of material that fits to their phone. And also, it will not be boring, because we can, like, you see, mari dengarkan and nyanyikan bersama-sama, let's sing together. Yeah, we can put anything here. We can put the videos or the games and everything. So it's not just letters, but also like interesting picture and videos and sound. So that makes this this product is wonderful to me. And also this one is also very interesting to me. Also, this is not the one that the student that I supervised developed. I was just the examiner that time, but I contacted her yesterday. You know, I'm very, your product is very interesting. Why? Because you meet the need of the Job Training Institute. So I try to make the example various from the university classroom, the high school, and this one is how they make the product, the student make the product for the Job Training Institute, or we can call it LPK here in Indonesia. She developed very interesting Android-based Japanese vocabulary learning application. You know that when the students at the Job Training Institute come to Japan, they have to learn special technical terms, not just the general terms that we use in just general books. So this make the Android-based application important to me, and also we can see the novelty here. That's why I think it's interesting to put it here for you to see. Okay, so not just the student, we still have a lot of examples, but this is the example of learning media created by the lecturer. The other lecturers in the study program also they develop it, but this time maybe I put some of the product that I made with the team. Yeah, so it can be like tutorial video, it can be like animated video, it can be just a PowerPoint with a voice like this Minano Nihongo. I made it like 5 years ago. It can be like the record of online course like this, salam and sapaan dalam bahasa Jepang. It can be like this. You see the hand, yeah, it's a video scribe, video type. And it also can be more pembelajaran. So it's like they record you in the class while you teach. So it can be like various kind of videos that we can put in the YouTube, and it can help the students. Maybe they can watch it first before they come to the class or something like that. Okay, I think I still have 8 more minutes. So here I want to emphasize how Undiksha reflects the national trends. So how it's because of digitalization, and we do the transformation of learning, and because of thanks for the ICT, even in the non-metropolitan area, there's a growth of Japanese studies. In this case, is Japanese language education studies. And here we do the student empowerment. We encourage the students to also become the creators or co-creators for the learning medias. And because we encourage them, we have a benefit from these digital natives youngsters. We see that they tend to be more creative, and also the products that they develop is interdisciplinary. So that's a very crucial part to me. And here, the lesson learned. The lesson learned here is we see that by developing their media, yeah, not just using it, the student gain 21st century skill, and also they have the digital literacy. And we see that the Japanese studies become more inclusive and relevant. And institution in peripheral areas or the less urbanized area can also lead innovation, not only the institution in the big cities. And it also builds a foundation for regional knowledge and exchange. So that's what we did, but what we will do next. So this is the future directions. In the future, we will try to strengthen collaboration, and we plan to do more to support capacity building for lecturers and also the students. And we will continue integrating digital tools in our research or in our everyday teaching life in the classroom. Yeah. Okay, so this is the conclusion. So we had discussed how the digital pedagogy offers a powerful strategy for bringing educational, cultural, geographical borders. Maybe I can emphasize the geographical borders here in Japanese language studies. And also in the case of Japanese language education study program in Undiksha, it demonstrates how innovation can thrive even in less urbanized area through student empowerment, creative integration of technology, and also we need commitment here. Yeah, like a strong commitment. Okay, so maybe that's all from me, Ibu Reni. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eva Sensei. First of all, congratulations for achieving excellent status in national accreditation.
Thank you.
As
Not
because
trying to brag.
because we both the steering committee of the consortium of Japanese study program in Indonesia. Of course, we hope that all Japanese studies program in Indonesia will strive for excellence. Hopefully in the future. Okay, let me just summarize a little about what Eva Sensei has discussed. So Eva Sensei actually discussing about the digital pedagogy being practiced at the Ganesha University of Education, and especially emphasizing on how students actually involved in the development of the digital content. So they are not like passively accepting the material, but also become the co-creator. And then actually this digital pedagogy is how to tackle educational infrastructural gaps and make education become more inclusive. So thank you, Eva Sensei. We are now in Q&A session. I actually have a lot of questions myself, but I would like to give the opportunities, time to the audience, because I do believe that the audience also have a lot of questions to our speakers. So yeah. If there are any question, don't doubt to raise your hands using the stickers. Is there any question? Okay, Aldri Sensei, yes. Dozo.
You. Thank you. Hello, my name is Audrey and I'm teaching at Universitas Indonesia along with Himawan and Reni Sensei. So I'd like to address my question to Yati Sensei. And by the way, Yati Sensei, I also went to Kobe University and got my master's there. And I'm working on my PhD, so I'm very happy to be able to hear a lecture from a fellow graduate. So I'm so interested in the historical timeline that you showed us earlier, especially on the establishment of the Japan Foundation. So as the background in Indonesia after the infamous malaria incident, the Japan Foundation established following that incident, and then somehow it also affected the knowledge production about Japanese culture, of course, with the Cool Japan and stuff. And I can see the trajectories of Japanese studies in Indonesia following that spirit of, essential rising. So my question is something similar also happened in Malaysia, especially because you're from University Malaya, also as the representative university in the country. So, is there anything happening like that also? And that's my question.
I'm so sorry. I'm not familiar with the happenings that you mentioned. If you can share a little bit more, what happened? You see, I just joined the Japan studies, but actually in 2006. So I'm not very much knowledgeable about the history historical aspect of it. Yeah, the data I collected, I showed in the timeline, basically based on the previous reports produced by other scholars. So I cannot comment in deeper into each aspects. I don't know if Asmadi Sensei can help me to answer this question. Maybe not. Okay, maybe yeah, maybe I can respond to your question later. I will directly email you, yeah, to discuss
Yeah.
about this. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's
Mm.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Aldri Sensei, for your question. So is there any other questions from the audience? Okay, while waiting for someone to raise their hand or, oh, sorry, Dozo Himi Sensei.
Yes, since I'm the organizer as well, this is just a question while waiting other participants. Thank you, Yati Sensei and Eva Sensei, for sharing your insights on the studies in Malaysia as well as in other parts of Indonesia. So my question is about the relationship between campus and periphery. This is a term used by Eva Sensei in his presentation, I think, positioning value of the peripheral area within Indonesia or within Japanese studies in Indonesia. My question for Yati Sensei is, has there been any kind of criticism of or has there been any discussion about the centralization of Japanese studies in the centers in Kuala Lumpur or in and has there been any effort in, for example, accommodating voices or ideas from other than the centers from Kuala Lumpur? And for Eva Sensei, thank you for your presentation. I also want to know your thoughts on this issue. Do you feel the decentralization of Japanese studies in Indonesia, in Java Island, for example? And I also want to thank you that you highlight the possibility of institutions other than in Java Island in developing Japanese studies. So going back to my question, as I say, I'd like to know your thoughts on this center periphery issue. Thank you.
Okay, maybe Yati Sensei, you can answer Himi Sensei's question.
Yes, okay. So thank you, Him Sensei. Yeah, about the centralization of Japanese studies in Malaysia, right? So actually, as I mentioned in my presentation, we in Malaysia, the Japanese studies built upon two main pillars, which is the linguistic pedagogy, and at one side, and also social science, policy economy at one side. It reflects on the associations where we have Majas for the social science, policy economy pillars, and the Majlis, Malaysian Japanese Language Instructor Society, okay, which focuses on linguistics, and pedagogy. So to tell you the truth, actually, Majas and Majlis are not very close. Yeah, so while Majas always collaborating with other association, other centers, for example, of course, the Japan Studies program in Universiti Malaya, and other universities, but not with Majlis. So here we still see the clear separation between these two pillars. Okay, yeah. But I would like to thank Kimura Sensei actually, which sits in between. Okay, she says is Japanese language expert and also Japanese language education, and also teach courses on Japanese culture, society, etc. So she took the initiative to establish this study group, yeah, which brings together someone from linguistic backgrounds, and those from social science, humanities backgrounds together, and to discuss various topics that cross between those two pillars. So as a field or as an inquiry, yes, we are moving towards that. But at the institutional level, I don't think that will be happen any soon. Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, Eva Sensei, maybe you can answer Himi Sensei's question.
Okay, thank you very much, Mimi Sensei. So it's a very interesting question of do you feel the centralized of the Japanese studies in Java Island? That's the question, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe I can start this with a statistic. So just on August, yeah, me and also just coincidentally, Ibu Reni also, we are in the same consortium of a Japanese study program in Indonesia. I know not all of the study program, Japan related study program in Indonesia join, but most of those are joining, so we can use it as like a high globe. Yeah, we can just see it holistically. So at that moment, just last month, 43 study programs joined. 43 study program joined. So it's divided into 5 areas in Indonesia. It's Sumatra. The second one is Jabodetabek. The third one is Jawa Barat, West Java and Central Java. And then the fifth one is also including Java, actually, is Java, Bali, and Sulawesi Island. So 5 different areas, but in this discussion, I want to say that only 3 study programs from Sumatra joined. Only 7 study program from Bali plus Sulawesi Island, that big Sulawesi Island joined. So the other 33 is from the Java Island. Yeah, so that's a very, so from the number, before we continue with anything else, from the number we can see of the concentration, the higher concentration of the Japanese study in Java Island. That's at one point. And now in the Java and the Java Island itself, yeah, I was once for the bachelor degree, I studied in Yogyakarta, but when I was when I took the master degree, I took it in Depok. So Depok is much closer to Jakarta, right? To compare with Jogja. Even though it's in the same Java Island, I can feel how the everything, like the easier access to material, the easier access to the information from Japan maybe, is stronger in Depok at that moment. I know it's a long time ago. I know it's like 15 years ago, but yeah, so um, we can say that yeah, we can still feel it, that it's still centralized on Java Island, but thanks to the technology, now that we have the WhatsApp group, the Facebook, Instagram, and this Zoom meeting like we have now, I think it's still strongly centralized on Java Island, but also we on the other island beside of Java is we can also like develop our institution. So maybe that's my question, my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Eva Sensei. And then the next question is from Leah Sensei.
Hi, konnichiwa, Eva Sensei, Rohayati Sensei. Konnichiwa. I am Leah from Universitas Indonesia. I would like to ask you, I would like to thank to Rohayati Sensei and Eva Sensei for the presentation. But for this time, I would like to ask Eva Sensei about how did you assign the students to make the materials? What I mean is, did you assign all the students to make the same thing and you choose the best? Or did you assign various topics to several students? Are they in groups or individual? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Is it okay if I answer it, Ibu Reni?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you, Ibu Lea Hisasiburi. Hisasiburi desu, because we just met on Makassar, I guess, the last time. Okay, thank you for the wonderful question. How do you assign the student to develop the media? It's actually not that I assign, because some of that is their final project for their skripsi, for their final paper, because it's their final paper. It's them who decide, right? But still, in some of the project, I do like the umbrella research few years ago, not now, just yeah, I'm not actually not very productive this few years, but back then when when it was like 2022, 2023, I did the research project, and I said, I have this plan like this, and I said it to the students, but I don't choose them. I make an open recruitment. I have a project like this. I think it's important I think we need to make like a learning media, maybe about sociolinguistic course, the one that I mentioned. It will be with like we make a video, learning video. So just make a short description of the project, and then I share it to the students. And I waited for them to contact me so that I make sure that they are the one who like the topics, not me pushing them to do the topics. That's the first one. and after they're contacting me, sometimes there's a lot of people contacting me, so I do like a small like selection. But if it's just few people, I think, yeah, we can just go and make it. So they make it as the final paper, and me and our team, we make a team with also another lecturer, become the supervisor for them to create the product. So that's how we organize the project. And also some of our lecturers in the study program, it's the idea is from the students, just like the interactive e-model or maybe the other apps. So the student also already have the idea, but the lecturer support. So at this point, the lecturer become the co-creator, because the main creator is the student. The lecturer is just like supporting, helping, do the something judging before they do the examinizing judge, something like that. Yeah, thank you, Lea
Thank you
Sensei.
very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, now I'm going to read the question from the chat box. It's from Ibu Susi. Let me summarize the question in English, actually. So, Ibu Susi, I believe that Ibu Susi actually asking both speakers. So the question is, what are the factors that determining direction of Japanese studies? Maybe Yati Sensei can answer that from in a Malayan perspective, and Eva Sensei from the Indonesian perspective. So what are the factors that determining direction of Japanese studies? Is it actually the relationship between the countries, host countries and Japan, like mirrored through their country's policy, or just determined by the university? So maybe Yati Sensei first.
Thank you, Ibu Susi, for the question. Yeah, I would like to share about one example in Malaysia. Yeah, in University Science Malaysia (USM), they are working on establishing a new academic program called Japanese Liberal Studies since 2 years ago. Actually, they come up with a very excellent paperwork. The program will include people from the industries, from Japanese universities. They have like twinning program or something like that. Very excellent program. Yet, the program is still stuck because the Ministry of Higher Education keep asking where the graduates will work after they graduate. For example, questions like that. So in my opinion, in the Malaysian case, so the government still plays a big role in determining the direction of a program, an academic program. Even for our research, for example, yeah, we would like to get more grants, but there's not many available for our field. Yeah, as a result, we always rely on the research grants from Japan Foundation, Sumitomo Foundation, yeah, not from local bodies. Yeah, what else? Yeah, I think, yeah, in my opinion, even though from the bottom, we really want to expand this program, this field of study, but when we reach certain level, we have to follow what is said by the top people. Yeah, hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Yati Sensei and Eva Sensei.
Okay, thank you. So if this is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire quiz, can I call a friend, which is Mr. Himi? Actually, I'm not really have knowledge about this, but if I can guess, yeah, from the literature, yeah. So I think in this kind of discussion, there's always the macro level, the macro level aspect, which is the policy. And this one, the macro level aspect that affected is the relations between the country itself, in this case in Indonesia and Japan. We know that if the relation between the country not good, then it will be possible. It will be nearly impossible for the lower level to do anything. Yeah. So I think first one must be the connection in the macro level, which will affect the policy. And the second one, if the macro level aspect, which is the policy, the good relations between the Indonesia and Japan is okay, no problem. So now we should focus on the policy of each university. Are you open or not to like the collaboration, cooperation with others, or are you doing the sakoku policy of of isolation policy, when you want to just lock down, close the door, and just focusing on your internal self in the institution? But I think that now, as there's a lot of progress, the government is encouraging the collaboration. You know, just like I said before, there an award of the kerjasama or the collaboration. Is it national kerjasama, national collaboration, international collaboration? For every university in Indonesia can join that event and also compete with each other on its league, because there are PTNBH League and PTNBLU League. So that means that government encourage us in the university level to be friends with each other, right? Is it another national university or the university in Japan, Filipina, or somewhere else? So I think that's the correlation between the macro levels and the lower levels of it. All have the impact of how the Japan studies transform in the future. Actually, if we know that now it's transformation to Indonesia Emas, to the golden days of Indonesia. So maybe something like that in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eva Sensei. Let me wait. Okay. I believe that we still have time for one more question. So is there any other question from the participants? If not, is it okay if the moderator herself asking the question? Okay, I have question for both speakers. First, Yati Sensei, I'm just wondering because I see there's a prominent role of the industry in the Japanese studies in Malaysia. So I'm just wondering, is there any real influence from the industry to the Japanese studies in Malaysia? And my question for Eva Sensei is, when I see that how students become the co-creators of the digital contents, I'm just wondering, is there any form of assessment to measure the effectiveness of using this digital content? So that's my question.
Okay, thank you, Reni Sensei. Let me answer your question about the influence of industry in the development of Japanese studies in Malaysia. Yeah, in one aspect, during the development of curriculum, for example, we actually involve people from industry in the committee where we get their inputs. That's the requirement. What else? Yeah, as for the running of our program, so yeah, we occasionally invite speakers from the industry, but no, it's not easy to ask them. Business people are busy, so luckily we have a good connection with the JAC team, the Japanese Chamber of Trade and Industry Malaysia, which work as the middle person to connect us and the industry. So we are very glad that they are willing to spend their busy time to come to our campus for 2 hours and give a talk to our students, where their topics are actually very valuable because they share the real experience out there compared to the theoretical aspects we learn in our class, right? And also, yeah, sometimes these companies do share information about the internship opportunities, for example, to our students. I think after actually the background of our effort to bring in people from industry to the campus is because we noticed that our students are very have a very low knowledge about Japanese companies. They only know Toyota, maybe, or Honda. While Mitsui, the biggest conglomerates, they don't know about Mitsui. So it's a bit shame for us. So we decided to bring more industry people to the campus to give exposure to our students. And also another thing is, you see, as students from Japanese Studies program, the expectations towards them is always to work in the Japanese companies after their graduation. But there comes the challenges. One is to join big companies such as Toyota, Panasonic, etc. is quite difficult for our students. But yeah, in Malaysia, we have 1,600 Japanese companies. So actually, I'm working on my other projects, which is to map the presence of Japanese companies in Malaysia, which I'm going to present during our symposium in October. Yeah, so this is also our effort to give this with exposure to our students, to tell them about the opportunities to join the industry. So to really answer your question, the influence of the industry, I think, are very small, but it's our side's effort to approach them, yeah, to at least gain something from their real experience. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yati Sensei. And Eva Sensei?
Okay, I will try to make it quick, but it will turn out to be a short lecture of research and development. I will explain it in 2 minutes as far as I know. So yeah. So there's a lot of development models actually. You know that I'm not really the expert in it, as I was not in the Japanese language education program before. I was studied in the Japanese literature program before, but here in Japanese language education studies, we are all learn because our student is soon to be a teacher. Yeah, it's in Indonesian language. I often jokingly to the students, I said that you are all cagur, which is calon guru. Yeah, the next teacher. Yeah, you are the prospective teacher in the future. So that's why we are all learning, even though not all of us have the background of the Japanese of the education ilmu, so the education field. But this is the model, one of the models that we often use. So ADDIE is analysis. This is the first in developing product. The first one is analysis. It have to be you have to analyze the need. It's like your friend is having a birthday today, but you are not giving him something that you want to give him, but you ask him, what do you need? And I will give it for your birthday. It's something like that. Not just you. Oh, I like this. I like this flower. I will give it to him. Not like that, because maybe he doesn't need flowers. We can ask him, what actually do you need? Oh, I need a socks. So we can bring him socks on his birthday, something like that. So it have to be need analysis. We have to make a product based on the need. If they don't need it, you don't have to make it. So that's the simple one. The second one is design. So if we already know that they need it, based on that need analysis, we make the design the best possible way. We have to ask them, we have to find out. For example, the learning video, we plan to make the learning video because they need it. What kind of the learning video? What is the material? How long is the learning video? Is it with sound? Is it with animation? Something like that. And then after we find out, we make the design and we develop it. So we make it into real product. We bring the learning experience, we build it. And so there's I and E at the end, but most often our student is stop at the implementation, which is learning. So in this implementation, there's also a test, which is alpha test and beta test. The alpha test is they send it, they ask expert judges to decide whether this product is already good enough, whether it's a media expert or the content expert. And then after that, they do the beta test to the user, but not all user. Like for example, if there are 30 students in the class, just to 5 students or 10 students, and then it's finished. Why not to the evaluation? Because on the evaluation, they usually do the experimental research there to analyze the effectiveness, and it can be split to another research. If they do until experimental research, it will take more time, while they only have limited time to graduate. So that's why sometimes they said that there's a limitation in my research is I'm only do it until implementation, only do it until the expert judges and the sample, just give it to the sample of the population, not all to the population, and I'm not doing it until the experimental research. That's usually what we do here. a quick study. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva Sensei. Well, but unfortunately, our time is also limited, so I will give it the floor back to the organizers, to Himi Sensei, for the closing remarks.
As we come to the end of today's session, we would now like to move on to the closing remarks. But before that, we kindly invite all participants to join us for a group photo if your camera is available and you are comfortable turning it on. We will now start taking the group photo. Please follow my lead. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then the next one. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you for your participation in the group photo. Let us now proceed to the closing remarks, which will be delivered by Himawan Pratama Sensei, Head of Center for Japanese Studies Indonesia. Himawan Sensei, the floor is yours.
Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu, rekan-rekan sekalian, minasama sensei gata, distinguished speakers and participants. Today marks the conclusion of the online seminar series, Japanese Studies in Southeast Asia, the final part of this program. which has aimed at enhancing collaborations in Japanese studies in Southeast Asia and beyond. On behalf of the Center for Japanese Studies and the Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all of you for joining us. In this closing session, we heard two insightful presentations. Rohayati Paidi Sensei from University Malaya examined how Japan is represented in Malaysian academia, while Kadek Eva Krishna Adnyani Sensei from Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha highlighted the role of digital pedagogy in bridging borders in Japanese language studies. Thank you, Yati Sensei and Eva Sensei, for sharing your insights. These presentations not only offered fresh perspectives on Japanese studies, but also demonstrated how diverse approaches and contexts within Southeast Asia contribute to shaping our understanding of Japan. I believe today's exchange will inspire further dialogue, collaboration, and comparative research across the region. We would also like to take this moment to acknowledge and thank our previous speakers, Dr. Kritapo Vipawikul from Chulalongkorn University, Dr. Clay Keller-Eaton from National University of Singapore, Dr. Carl Ian Uy Cheng Chua from University of the Philippines, Diliman, and Dr. Meta Sekar Pujiastuti from Universitas Hasanuddin for their valuable contributions to this seminar series. Looking ahead, we are excited to share that the main event of the International Japanese Studies Research Workshop and Symposium will be held on the 21st and the 22nd of October this year at the Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia. The symposium is a collaboration between the Center for Japanese Studies, Universitas Indonesia, the Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia, and the International Research Center for Japanese Studies, or Nichibunken, with support from the Japan Foundation. We sincerely hope to see many of you there as we continue these important conversations. Finally, our deepest appreciation goes once again to the Japan Foundation for their invaluable support. We look forward to further collaborations with our friend in the Japan Foundation in enhancing international cooperation, particularly through Japanese studies in Southeast Asia. We also thank all participants for your questions and reflections. With this, we formally conclude the third and final seminar in our series. Thank you very much and see you next time. Terima kasih semuanya.
Thank you, Sensei, for the thoughtful closing remarks. Before we officially end today's session, I'd like to share a few brief announcements. First, we're excited to announce our upcoming event, Japanoramic Volume 1, that will be held this Saturday, September 27, with the theme Culture Drift, Ametora, and How Trends Spread. This event is a collaboration between Kaizen Labs and the Center for Japanese Studies, Universitas Indonesia. We are honored to present two distinguished speakers, Mr. W. David Marks, author of Status and Culture, Ametora and Blank Space, and Aldri Alman Derajat Sensei, a lecturer from Universitas Indonesia. Secondly, we warmly invite you to the International Japanese Studies Research Workshop and Symposium 2025, which will take place on October 21st until 22nd, 2025 at the Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia. Online participation will also be available. We look forward to your attendance.
Kalau sudah kita lihat nomor 1.
Lastly, on October 23rd, don't miss our upcoming event UI Nichibunken Joint Symposium, Rethinking Cultural Exchange between Southeast Asia and Japan. This event is a collaboration between Center for Japanese Studies Universitas Indonesia, Faculty of Humanities Universitas Indonesia, and the International Research Center for Japanese Studies, or Nichibunken. The program will feature a roundtable discussion and interactive discussion session with distinguished speakers. The event will take place at Auditorium Building 4, Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia. For those who are interested, You can scan the QR code shown on the screen. Once again, thank you for joining us today. Please stay connected with us through our social media channels and official website for the latest updates on our programs and activities. We hope to see you again in our next session. 本日のセミナーにご参加いただき、誠にありがとうございました。次回のイベントにご参加を心からお待ちしております。またお会いしましょう。
Thank you all. Terima kasih semuanya.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to seeing you again
Thank
this October.
you.